Hello everyone, this is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful folded heart fan card using Maymaymadeit stamp set envelope please. For this project you'll need a piece of paper that is 4 inches by 2.5. Now on the 4-inch side you will score it at every 1/4 inch using your scoreboard. Now you will take that paper and you will fold it in half on the 4-inch side, and then you need a curved section, so I just took my art glitter glue bottle and I traced a partial circle around it and then cut it out. Now start taking your paper and fold it back and forth, kind of like you do a rosette. But you just keep folding it back and forth. Takes a little bit more time since they're small folds in between. And so you pinch the bottom together to form the heart. But you need to decide which side of the paper that you want to be up. On that side you want the ends of the heart to be folded down because it just looks neater on your card. So that's why I turned mine over and folded it again. And I pinched the ends together, and now I'm taking my art glitter glue and I'm just gluing in the valleys after I unclog it. Yeah, in the valleys between each fold and pinching it together and holding it. Then I turn it over and I do the same thing on the other side. I pinch it together, and there you have a beautiful heart fold. And here's 4 different ones that I have made. And I think I'm going to be using the red one with the white polka dots on this card. Here I'm bringing in my paper trimmer and my red cardstock, and I'll be cutting a red mat for the card. I will take a piece of 8.5 by 11-inch piece of paper, and I will cut it in half to 4.25 by 11. Then I will take each one of those strips and I will cut them down to 2 3/4. And with this method I will get 8 of these mats. I'll bring back in my trimmer again. I'll bring in my white cardstock. And for this, I want a piece that is 8 inches. So I'll take off a 1/2 inch by 10. So I will take off 1 inch on this side. And then I will cut this paper in half also. I will cut it at 4 inches. 4 inches. I'll cut it in half and I'll make 2 pieces of paper. And then I will cut each one of these papers at 2.5. And I will get 8 of these and see the mat go inside the red. Now I'm doing kind of a preview. I put the white cardstock on over the mat, and I'm laying my folded heart fan on it to kind of get an idea where I want to stamp on the card. And this is Maymay Stamp Set Envelope Please. And I think I'm going to use this one that says Sending Kisses. And I'm going to stamp it out in my black Versamark ink. And I'm going to stamp it towards the top. My heart on the card to get a placement. And I'm taking the little tiny lips and I'm going to use red ink and I'm going to stamp kisses on the card. And since it says kisses, you have to put more than one. There you go. And I'll lay the heart back on it again. And I'm satisfied with that. That'll be good. And then I'm going to come in with some glue dots. I have these really large glue dots that I'm using to put on there because it will stick on the bottom folds. As you see, I lay my paper right down on the glue dot and pull it up off of it. I use 3 of them. And then I lay it down and I kind of press it a little bit. Not too much because I want to keep the folds there. Now I have all these little hearts that I had punched out and trying to figure out which one I like to go in the center. I like that red one, but it doesn't really stand out too much to me. So I'm going to add some black ink and I'm going to sponge the edges to give it dimension and have it stand out just a little bit. There, that's a lot better. Now from that same stamp set, I'm taking the X's and O's and I'm stamping out in black Versamine ink. And I'm going to cut it down and I'm going to make a little flag. I have to be careful because this ink isn't dry. So I'm trying to be careful not to smear it. And now I'm cutting my little flag. And I don't recommend using these great big scissors like I use, but I can't seem to find my little cutter bees. And I kind of get the idea in there, and I decided I think the flag's too long, so I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. There you go. That looks good. And I'm going to take a little bit of red ink and I'm going to sponge that flag to give it more dimension and make the details of it stand out. And I decided to take my black ink and I decided I wanted to sponge the edges of the white card. It's not the best time to do it, but this is how I'm actually creating the card. Because you're watching me create this card for the first time. Oops, I didn't sponge the other side, I don't think. Nope, I didn't. There, that makes it stand out just a little bit more. And now I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Unclog it again and add it on the back. And then I'm going to carefully press it back on there. Now I'm taking my mini glue dots and I was sticking the little flag on the back of the heart and adjusting it to how I think it should look. And then I'll add another one and stick my heart on. It didn't want to come up, so I used my pen and pressed under there and helped it to start to come off. And I pushed it down and make sure it stayed on that one side. I didn't want the stickiness on the outside of the heart. And that, I think, looks good. Now I'm taking a piece of black cardstock and I'm cutting a mat for it at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to take this over to my emboss machine. I'm going to emboss it with these heart folder. And I'll put the red card base underneath it. And I think it looks really dimensional, really good. But you don't really see the details on the emboss folder. So I decided to jazz it up a little bit. And I take my gold metallic ink and I'm doing the dragging technique that Maymay always talks about. And I'm just dragging gold ink just lightly over, so just the outside edges that are erased will have the ink on it. And I think that looks good. And now I'm taking some foam squares and I'm popping up the back of the red cardstock that has my little hearts on it. Now I'll peel this off the back and then I'll stick it on the black cardstock. And my camera stopped unexpectedly. I didn't know it, so I'm sorry. You can't see how the rest of the card came together, but here's what it looks like when it is all finished. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, my measurements will be down below and also on my blog. So bye for now. Happy crafting!